Ben Walter, Bonnie DeBartolo, if you please.
Varney DeBartolo, Abbotsford Heat. Ben, that's obviously a tough pill to swallow, but what'd you make of that Oklahoma City Barons team coming in tonight?
They're a good team. You know, they got a lot of weapons. They got guys, some really good offensive guys. You know, and their D like to jump in the rush, and you know, but we knew that coming in. We knew what kind of team they had, so we, you know, I thought we came at them pretty hard, at least in the first two periods, and then, you know, they got a couple goals and just found a way to win at the end there.
You talk about your line mate Chris Kalanos, Player of the Week this week in the league. Talk about how you guys have gelled together.
Well, you know, he's a fun guy to play with. You know, he's the kind of guy that, you know, you get him the puck, he's going to get a shot off. He's a shooter, and you know that's kind of how he's made his living. And you know, he's a smart player. You know, gets in the right positions to score goals, and you know when he gets the puck, he knows how to put it in.
Ben, Cam Tucker, Abbotsford Times. Can you just, what was your assessment of what happened in that third period? They got the two quick goals right away. What was your assessment of that?
Well, yeah, they got those two goals. You know, I thought we came out a little flat in the third, which you can't do, especially with a 2-goal lead. And they came hard right away, and you know they got the two goals. I thought after that we were okay. We pushed back pretty well. We got some chances. I thought we could have put the game away before that penalty. We had a couple of really good chances, and you know we just didn't bury. And you know we just have to respond better in the third. We you know good teams put games away when you're up 2 goals. You know, and that's something we're going to learn. And you know it's early in the season, and you got to learn those lessons. You know, and when the games matter later in the year.
Ben, when you made that stop initially off Gilbert Brulé right in the goal line there with your stick, what was the first thing you were thinking of besides thank God?
Yeah, I was just thinking I was in the right place at the right time. Kind of lucky. I was actually a little bit out of position, I think. Kind of ended up, you know, chasing a guy behind the net, and I came around and, you know, just kind of had my stick there and was lucky enough he didn't get much on it, I don't think. So, you know, that was kind of one of those plays that, you know, every once in a while they happen.
You know, and lastly, the one thing I want to make mention of is you look at our team, you look at their team, look at players in the league. We've got a lot of BC players up playing in the American Hockey League now. Why is BC becoming such a hotbed for hockey players in various leagues?
Well, I think, you know, it starts right at the developmental level. I think, you know, minor hockey's great in BC, and, you know, they do a great job. The Hockey BC, I think, does a great job bringing guys up. And, you know, I know personally kind of I've gone through the system, and, you know, they've prepared me well for you know, playing professional hockey. And, you know, I think just some talented kids, and, you know, it's a good thing for hockey here.
Not to mention the mom and dads that drive everybody to the rink all the time.
Well, that's the biggest part of it, yeah, definitely.
Good. Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.